Snowfall Season 2 Episode 6 review. And before I get into the actual review, I just gotta apologize to y'all for not giving y'all the review the Friday after the Thursday showing. I was going to try to on Friday, but Friday was so hectic with, I had a 10-hour shift to work, then I was packing for DC, and then I went to go see my daughter. So Friday was super hectic, and I knew once I got to DC that I wasn't going to do this review. So I apologize, but it's coming today. Another great episode. A lot of, how my bro would say, paperwork, but it definitely was a very informative episode, and it definitely shed a lot of light on some situations, and it popped up some different situations for all three main characters. Let's get into the review. Now for the overall reaction of Season 2, Episode 6 of Snowfall. Like I said, it was a great episode. Wasn't too violent, especially compared to the rest of the season besides one other episode. But it definitely gave us a lot of clarification for a few different big scenarios. And it propped up some new scenarios. Like in the scenario with Pedro, his girlfriend being a DEA, and that whole situation of us not knowing if Pedro knew or if Pedro was in on it or not. They clarified that Pedro was down. Pedro was the one that went to the feds and said, yo, I want my fucking cousin locked up for a real long time for the shit that she did to our family. Nut ass nigga, because he signed up on everything until she started getting that dick from Gustavo. Nigga, that's your cousin. Let that shit go. She needs some dick. But yeah, it was a few different situations, so let's get into that in a whole nutshell, you dig? So let me start off with the one huge situation that they gave complete and utter clarity to, and that's Pedro, his girlfriend, the DEA bitch, and Lucia, and the fact that Pedro and the DEA bitch are in cahoots to bring down Lucia and the Villanueva drug cartel. This shit is so fucked up because it puts Lucia in such a hard predicament right now. And right now she's in between a rock and a hard place. Like, on one end, she's getting pressure from the godmother, Gabby, who runs all the East Los Angeles Mexican gangs, because she on her top for like, yo, what's up with the product, and why didn't my people come back from that last drug trade? She figured that out. Now, on the other end, she has Pedro, her own damn cousin, and this DEA bitch who are like hell-bent on getting this bitch booked for life damn near. The only thing that saved her is the fact that they want everybody. They want the Colombian cartel. They want Franklin for knowing how to cook the shit. That's the only thing that saved her. It's going to be real interesting to see how she wiggles her way out of this one. Now, the two other major scenarios that I kept an eye out on, they didn't shed any light on them this episode. They didn't shed any light on Kev and the tension he has with Franklin right now. And they didn't shed any light on Kev and what he did with the Mexican girls. And they didn't shed any light on the CIA boy and how he's going to handle the cartel in Colombia being on his top about certain things. So that's still up in the air. But they did arise a new kind of conflict for the three major characters to deal with, and that's the fucking Pedro girlfriend, the fed bitch, being on all their tops. She wants the people that's supplying Lucia, she wants the people that's bringing it in for Lucia, and she wants the people that are telling Lucia how to cook the crack, which means she wants Franklin, the CIA bull, and the cartel. I mean, the further she pushes, though, the more she might get herself clipped in this joint. That's some real shit. Now, of course, that wasn't the only conflict that occurred, new conflict that occurred in this episode. I touched on it before with the godmother, Gabby. The bitch that run all the gangs, the Mexican gangs in East Los, the bitch that sent them three motherfuckers that Lucia, Pedro girlfriend, and Gustavo killed, she came down to see, one, where her product is, and two, where her men were. Lucia tried to play it off, boom, 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 and say that they didn't ever show. The godmother seen right through it, and she put motherfucking Lucia in a predicament where she has to offer something so huge that her life means something. That's where she got the idea of getting a recipe for the crack so that the godmother can cook it herself and not have to go through Franklin to get the hard. But that right there to me is like, if Lucia is smart, which she is, she's hella smart, because that's the only way she found out that Pedro's girlfriend is actually a fed. If she's smart, she should know that even if she does get the recipe, what would stop the godmother Gabby from killing you? You know what I'm saying? The best case scenario for the godmother Gabby is to kill you, and there be no connection to her and the black people. You feel what I'm saying? The people that taught Lucia how to cook the crack. That would be the best scenario. So I don't know if Lucia's going to try to use the fact that Pedro's girlfriend is a Fed to try to play the two conflicts that she's fighting right now against each other, so that it's like the Feds and the Godmother are going at it, or they're clashing, so she can just slip out the back door. But I know at the end of the day, her just going to get that recipe is not going to be the end-all, be-all. And not only that, her trying to get the recipe, of course, she went to Franklin first, but of course, if you've been watching Snowfall, Franklin is not giving up that fucking recipe. That's the only reason he hasn't expanded yet, because he don't want to hire so many cookers that everybody in the fucking neighborhood got the recipe for this crack. You feel what I'm saying? So what does Lucia do once Franklin says no? She goes right to motherfucking Kev. Kev, of course, isn't, you know what I'm saying, giving them no type of feedback, but if you've been watching Snowfall, y'all know how much Kev wants that revenge and how much Kev might want to start something new. Because in this episode, he also did come to Franklin with another business idea. A business idea to a new way to move the heart without them touching it so much. Franklin shut it down. Now, he had a good reason to shut it down, but we also know Kev is not logical in his reasoning for things. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe he takes that deal and maybe he starts to try to begin his own business, because the deal that Lucia is offering Kev is that he gets revenge for his little cousin's death, and he may be able to get to start his own enterprise and organization with the drugs that Lucia brings in. So at the end of the day, that's going to be a crazy scenario that I can't wait to see. The CIA bull really didn't get a new scenario, honestly. He just found out that the Feds is on his top now. So I honestly think the CIA bull is going to be what brings Lucia, him, and Franklin together to say, yo, this one bitch right here is trying to take us down, so we got to handle that. Now, with all that being said, has my bold prediction for the season changed? Yes, I mean, my bold prediction has changed probably like at least 3 times already, and this is only my 5th review, because I did the first 2 weeks together. So yeah, my bold prediction has changed because the scenarios and the conflicts are evolving and changing. And my bold prediction for this season is that Franklin will kill Kev, and the fact that Lucia will get Gustavo to kill Pedro. Now, as far as the DEA bitch, I'm not too sure, but I feel as though those two right there are stamped, because I feel as though Lucia is going to feel like she's only in this predicament because of her big heart for her cousin, and now his bitch ass, the whole reason that she had to kill her uncle is the reason that she's going through this shit now. She's going to end it with him. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my bold prediction. So before I give y'all my conclusion and end it off, I want to give y'all what was my thoughts about the preview into next episode. And you know they give you the little preview into next episode at the end of the current episode that you're watching. And I just think like I said, the CIA bull is going to be the way that they find out that Pedro's girlfriend is a DEA stamped. And I feel as though he's going to be the reason that Lucia finds out that it's because of Pedro that they are even on the Fed's radar. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel as though that's going to lend a hand into the scenario. And I feel as though throughout these last episodes, Franklin is going to put his organization on steroids. Now, as far as Kev, I feel as though he has to take the deal. But I feel as though once he takes the deal, it's going to get back to fucking Franklin. He going to clip him. That's just my opinion, especially once he miss. I know he gonna miss once he go try to kill the fucking bull. He gonna miss. And then it's gonna come back to Franklin organization, and then he gonna say, bye, Kev. Before I move into the conclusion, I do want to say this. Next week, it's looking like they gonna finally give us a little background story into the club owner and Franklin's aunt. I can't wait for that, because I want to know why she wasn't with the club owner at the beginning, but as soon as they start blowing up and getting money, she runs to the club owner and leaves Franklin's uncle. I can't wait to see that. But in conclusion, Lucia's in a vice grip, but if she plays it right, she can pin them two against each other and get up out that situation. I feel as though Franklin, this shit is about to actually boom, like boom. But and other than that, I feel as though the CIA bull is going to be the key to how all 3 of them get up out that situation. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all thought about the last episode. What's y'all predictions for the future episode? What's y'all predictions for the rest of the season? Y'all know what it is. MizzyWorld Snowfall review. Gang!